Today is October 23rd, and this is Citrus TV Now. I'm Moira Vaughan. Last night at Goldstein Auditorium, Syracuse University kicked off its Life Together series with a community conversation for election season and beyond. It featured a moderated discussion among political experts, followed by small group conversations on important issues related to democracy, civic engagement, and political climate. And today we're joined by former Vice Chancellor and Vice President of Civic Engagement and Education, Professor Gretchen Brittner. Thank you so much for being here with us today. So getting into the first question, Election Day is only 12 days away. It's coming up right around the corner. But over the past few months, we've seen polarization, we've seen political violence. So why now are we having these civic discussions on campus?
Because it's important for our campus community to be able to have civil discussions about important issues with each other. Because we hope that everyone in the community who is able to will participate and vote, because we want our students to be informed, and because we believe that the opportunity to be able to have meaningful discussions has great implications, not just for you as citizens, but for you in life, for you as a student, for you as a future professional, etc.
Yeah, and so last night we saw Democratic advisor Megan Hayes and Republican campaign consultant Lance Trover. They agreed on a lot of topics that students didn't think they'd agree on. So what can we learn about these two opposing parties agreeing on a ton of topics?
What we can learn is that it's okay to have differences politically and still treat those who may disagree with you as fully human, as your neighbors, as your fellow citizens, as people with whom you have a common stake and a common future.
Right. And so this goes into that last question. The civil discourse and dialogue, it's part of a bigger initiative. It's going from that us versus them mentality, that polarization that we're seeing in the country, back to a fully us community, us mentality, a group mentality. How can students participate in learning that us mentality?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. And I really love you framing it that way. That we're trying to get from an us versus them to an us. How do we begin to think in terms of an us? We begin to think in terms of an us by listening, by learning each other's stories, by being thoughtful participants in dialogue with people with whom we might not agree about everything. But once you get to know somebody a little bit more, once you get to understand the values and experiences they bring to the perspectives that they have, it's easier to come to an us mentality. So that's what we're trying to encourage. There will be other opportunities throughout the year for students to get involved and participate. One that I would ask people to pay attention to is an initiative called Civic Stories, where there will be pop-up booths around the campus for people to record their own stories about what's inspired them to get civically involved.
Right. And thank you so much for your time. Coming up after the break, a look into our temperatures.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
And the temperatures took quite a turn this weekend. Sunny skies and warmer days. Spencer Congel, tell us a little bit about what we can expect later on. And today it was 72 degrees, completely gorgeous skies. I did not think I would need to not have a coat on. I thought it would be just a little bit colder out as we're nearing closer to Halloween, but it looks like we'll be seeing those sunny skies, a little bit of rain later in the week. And that's all the time we have for you today on Citrus TV Now. I'm Moira Vaughan. Have a great night, Syracuse.